I think the fact that 40,000 people a year are willing to get in their car and travel at least a half an hour. The closest town is half an hour away. So it's 30 minutes or more of conscious travel to get here, to see what we do. That has relevance, I think.
Rosebud, a hamlet about an hour and a half outside Calgary, is home to Rosebud School of the Arts, a faith-based performing arts institution with an operational theatre and school. But how did Rosebud School of the Arts turn a hamlet of less than 100 people from a diminishing and relatively unknown community into their destination spot for over 40,000 people a year?
There was really dedicated people that had a vision that was rooted in the arts.
Really? Like a guy had a vision.
Yeah.
And thought, okay, I want to create a place where young people can go to get out of the city.
I did a survey through the schools in North Hill, Calgary, found that over 50% of the kids had never been out of the city.
It was Rosebud Camp of the Arts. It was a summer camp kind of for troubled teens to get out of the city, get away from influences of drugs or alcohol or whatever else was influencing them negatively, and bring them out to the country, get them involved in outdoor activities, get them involved in arts, crafts. And of course at that time, there was nothing here. Rosebud was a ghost town.
Rosebud fit the bill perfectly because at that time, most of the buildings were abandoned. We made a deal that we'd make use of the property, and we brought a bunch of kids out on a pilot project in Easter to see if this would work. We talked with people in the community. Now behind the scenes, I had this in mind. Every little community has a capacity to rejuvenate itself on the business side. If the arts and culture work for urban renewal, they should work for rural renewal. And what better place to see if it really works in a little community like this? We bypassed any government grants to do it. I don't trust government grants, because you never know if they're going to be there. As soon as you apply for something, when I apply for a government grant, I give up my power to be in charge of my dream, and I give it over to some bureaucrat. I got contact with Macklin Ford, then I talked to Calgary Co-op, ended up creating a whole network. Talked with a number of oil companies downtown, like Petrofina. So as soon as it was time to start, and we hadn't had any word back from the federal government, I turned to all these other people and I said, here's the program, here are all the young people ready to go, here are my employees, here are the lease deals I have for property in this little town. And don't depend on government. Figure out a way. Build a big network that you know that network will hold the weight you're going to put on that net. And we never did get a government grant. By waiting a government grant, the program never really started. So then we came out here, and at the end, the kids that came just loved it. They phoned home and they said, could we stay another week? Could we stay another week? We had a great pottery program, we had a silk screening program, we had oil painting, we had graphic design, we had lithography, we had silversmithing. Just kind of went on and on because these parents want their kids to learn this stuff. They'd come up with the resources and send it out.
It was in the 1980s that the theater started. And when that theater thing started, it was just the high school at the time putting on a play to raise money. They had no idea in 1983 that we'd be doing 40,000 people a year.
How did the theater start? Well, because the students wanted an outlet. And they wanted to raise some money. What theater starts as a fundraiser?
Yeah.
Most theaters are charitable organizations that need funding. When the theater started, truly, all the people that were around really had zero to no theater experience or training or anything, right?
Right.
But they did have a desire to tell story.
So of course there's a kind of a marriage between the two where, you know, students in their second, third years of their program are available or can audition to be in the main stage shows. I mean, that's a pretty big important part of our program, the experience that they get being in a show, but they have to be able to earn it. So we don't just put them up there because they're a student.